I think almost any movie needs to have humor in it, except maybe The Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman.
That's it.
So they took maybe $20 and an old watch? Mr. Madsen, did you even take a swing?
No.
Could have taken her, Dad.
How are you, Bob? Very nice to talk with you.
Nice to talk to you, man. Thanks.
I'm very excited about the movie finally is getting its release.
Yeah, it took a long time, huh? It was supposed to come out in August originally.
You've been a comedy writer for SNL, for Tenacious D, etc. Almost all your characters are very charismatic and as well have a kind of funny side. So I was watching Nobody yesterday night, thinking about how important is comedy even for these biggest action movies.
Comedy is supremely important, but in this movie, what we avoided was ironic self-awareness. So in other words, in Die Hard, you know, John McClane is always making wisecracks about his own situation. So he has a self-awareness that's kind of like a degree of security that he expresses by making jokes. But my character does not feel safe and is not sure of himself. So he is bold and he's pissed off, but he's kind of thinks he might get killed. And so the comedy comes from I think the bigness of the emotion and from just putting a regular guy in those situations where he's confronting a Russian gangster and he's getting right in his face. You know, these are things that make you as an audience laugh because that guy's going to get his ass kicked, which is to say me. And so the audacity definitely makes you laugh. But I think almost any movie needs to have humor in it, except maybe The Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman.
That's it.
It's been a hell of a day.
You can see that.
Finally, we're seeing Nobody. It's a movie that has been in the drawer like for a lot of time. So I'm very excited. So I want to ask about you, how difficult was for you to wait all this time to, it's gonna get released, it's not gonna get released. How was this process for you?
I'm not aware that it was that long. It was just like unlike with Wonder Woman, we had it for quite a while, like Wonder Woman 2, and we just couldn't find the right moment. I think everybody has been just trying to get the right moment to allow people to experience the movies in the movie theaters. I think Nobody's only shifted their dates a couple of times. But I'm just so happy that they're, taking it out now. I think people are just clamoring for things to see. They have been cooped up for so long and they need to have access to things to take their minds off all of the hardship and all of the difficult times that they're going through.
How was your physical training? I read that you were getting ready for this character like for 2 or 3 years.
Well, it was for 2 years. I've continued the training, so now it's been 3 years. But it was 2 years before we shot that we began training at the gym, at the 8711 stunt gym here in Los Angeles. Daniel Bernhardt trained me. He's a great stunt actor. If you saw Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the fight with Charlize Theron and the guy in the middle of the movie, in the apartment? That's Daniel Bernhardt. And he's a truly great stunt actor. And he trained me for that entire time. And it was hard. I had to, basically, Francisco, I knew that I just needed to do the basics a couple thousand times so that I could do these fights as I wanted to, which is by myself without a stunt double and really, do all the moves and do them well enough for a modern action picture.
And how did you end up in the movie?
I read the script, we met, we talked, and then we went to Canada and shot it. So
that sounds very simple, but you were just doing Wonder Woman, you got about Justice League. So I mean, the time frame should be very tight for you.
Yeah, the time frames actually worked out pretty normal, pretty simple. And it was just good timing. I think that it came when it was there, so I could be a part of it.
You want to feel, I guess, like more comfortable with all the action scenes, the fighting scenes, more authentic.
My favorite action movie is Police Story with Jackie Chan. So I like Jackie Chan's stuff, and the fact that he actually does the fighting matters to me. But also, I thought one thing I could bring Francisco to the character is a sort of a real guy who really gets hurt when he gets hit and who stays in character even when I'm fighting. Yeah. You know, to some extent, action films, once you start the action sequence, they stop being the character and they're just a machine that fights.
Yeah.
And I thought I would like to see if there's some way I could, as an actor, maintain my character while I'm fighting. Like, you still see that person there, that unique person. And so I needed to do my own fighting in order to do that, what I'm talking about. So it was really all a challenge I took on, and wanted to see if I could make it work.
Your character it's not a traditional character. I mean, you are the wife of course, but something happens that all the family kind of feel like disappointing, for say the least, on your husband.
Yeah.
So, how could you describe your character for it?
I think that Becca is your garden variety good girl. Like, she gets stuff done. She works hard. She takes care of her family. She is, she's got a great career going. She's earning a lot of money. And unbeknownst to her, I think, she thinks she's doing all of this for the family. But, her husband is starting to feel a little bit like he's nobody. And so we're sort of painting this picture where, in a way, his wife and his teenage son are in a way contributing to my husband feeling just a little bit like less important. And but at the same time, when things start going bad, we're also the people who are there for him and who are with him. We're a family.
It's great. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day, Connie.
Yeah, you too.
It's been a pleasure. Take care. Bye.